The one, the only Mimi Cherry.
Hola, hola, hola. Thank you, Daddy David.
What is going on? How are you today? Welcome.
I'm doing well, thank you, David. How about yourself?
I'm doing good. Listen, we have a lot of Bravo stuff we have to get into,
Yes.
but before we get there, let's talk about you. You're a podcast, everyone hears me talk about, that I do business consulting and podcast consulting. Like
Yes.
you and I, you have a podcast. Tell us about your podcast. We have been working together for one whole year now, right? Isn't this right around our
Y-
anniversary?
Yes, happy coachiversary. We started
Thank you.
working June of last year officially. And really quick, I want to give you your flowers as a coach because as a day job, work in tech and tech is very data driven. We love numbers. So I wanted to give you and your listeners and maybe potential clients of yours some quick little data numbers so that they can like very happily give you all your coin because it's worth every single penny.
And
So in
I
the
love my numbers. I love a good number. So let's hear
Yes.
this.
Yes. So since working with David Yontif, my YouTube following went up. Are you ready? 815%. That's
Wow.
815. I monetized the podcast for the first time in 8 years. I had been podcasting on and off as a hobby for 8 years. I now have a Patreon. During our consulting time, I talked to you about the Patreon. I did the Patreon. I now have monthly money coming in from the Patreon, which still is like, I don't touch it. I just let it sit there. It's like its own little tiny bank, and like I don't even like think about it.
Do you know what?
Um,
I actually do the same thing with my Patreon and I just let it stay there.
yeah. I'll think about it at the end of the year. And then you also coached me through my first personnel issue. I made it an LLC this year. It also became an LLC this year, and I brought somebody on to help part time, and they were not the best match, and we had like by happenstance, we're having one of our follow-up calls when it was happening. And that call alone, just working through that process was worth mwah, every penny. And every time that we meet, you always give me something that I'm like, mwah, worth every penny. And yes, I just have been able to consistently put out a podcast once a week for the last year, which was a goal of mine. And I'm hosting my big live show in San Francisco at San Francisco Oasis, the nightclub, which is such a big deal. It's the legendary venue, and I'm bringing together stand-up stars and drag stars, and our sweet friend Amir, yes, is on my cast. So August 7th, if you're in San Francisco, please check us out at Oasis. Mimi Cherry's Big Bake. I'm hosting the first reverse roast because the world is dark enough as it is. So come together for a night of still cunty, but uplifting fun.
And Amir is gonna come. I love this.
Yes. Amir offered to be on my cast. I had him on the pod and we were talking about the show, and he just graciously, at that point, I was still building out my cast, and he graciously offered to be a part of the cast. I'm trying to hold up my little postcards, but they're blurred in the camera. But
Thank
yes, every
goodness.
single, yes, I'm so excited to have Amir on my stage. And yes, and so thank you because I met him through your podcast.
I love that. And, I mean, first of all, 815%, that's amazing. The fact that you are monetizing for the first time in eight
Yes.
years, that is amazing. And you also, I mean, you're wearing it, but you also built out your
Oh,
merch
yes.
store. So you have merch
Yes.
now.
Yes. Oh my God, I love it. And now people will stop me out in on like out and about and be like, know me by name, which is so weird when like people that I don't know me by name. And the other day I almost cried because somebody I didn't know posted on their social media that they wanted to go to my show. And I just had this moment of like, wow, Mariana, like this is what you dreamed for.
I mean, listen, I think I'm all about the numbers and I'm all about the money. So it's
Yes.
all good, but the fact I think that you're monetizing for the first time in 8 years is
Yes.
amazing.
Yeah, no, and this show we're selling tickets. Like it's a big deal.
Wow.
I'm partnering up with the venue, and we have tickets for sale on Eventbrite, and they're being very generous in this economy. They're very well priced tickets for a show in San Francisco. I'm also calling it the unofficial Outside Lands kickoff party because it's the night before Outside Lands. So if you're in San Francisco for Outside Lands, come party with us.
And I'll share. And if I was in San Francisco
Yes.
that weekend, I would be there, but
Yes,
I'm
and you would have
not.
VIP treatment. You'll be there in spirit.
I'm going to be there in spirit. Yeah, I have to be in Dallas that weekend, but
I am
otherwise I
recording
would.
it.
Oh, cool.
Yes, I am recording it. It will come out either maybe on the Patreon first and then on the YouTube. So yeah.
I'm always about recording the live show. You get like
Yeah.
more bang for your buck that way.
Yes. Yes.
Well, okay, let's sell tickets to the live show.
Yes.
Congratulations. I didn't realize
Thank
it
you.
was like exactly our 1 year coach anniversary, but that's
Yes.
exciting. And yeah, I mean, I really do this, guys. Like, if anyone needs help with business, I've helped people with resumes, help people like exit their companies, get severance
Yes.
packages. I do all that, but I do a lot of podcast consulting. So your podcast has really come a long way.
One more number for you.
Yes.
Since working with you, I lost 50 pounds. Ting.
Wow. How'd you do it?
Oh, it's interesting. We've talked about this. I got
Diet.
sober. So I'm 15 months sober now. And then that I just swapped it for the gym. Like when we were texting this morning, I was on my way home from the gym. I just go to the gym now every morning.
I go to the gym every morning too. I'm not sober and I'm not as sober as Kyle, but I'm relatively
Ish.
sober. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
look, I do what I want, but like I really
of
have
course.
one drink like once every 2 to 3 weeks now. It's really weird. That to
As
me is
Schwartzy
like
would
a
call it, sober
sober,
curious.
yeah, sober curious. And it's really like I go out to dinner when I go out, and it's like, I'm not motivated by the other person, but I'm always like, oh, you're not getting a drink. Okay, I'm not getting one either, which I never was that person. I was like, I don't care if you
Yeah,
drink or don't drink. I'm having two drinks.
yeah,
It's just the next day, it's just, even that night, I'm just like, I am a lightweight in my old age, period. One drink, half a drink,
yes,
and I am there. And I'm like, oh, it doesn't I'm just, for me, I'm such a control person. I don't know.
yeah,
Like, it goes against everything else that do. No judgment. It's just, it affects my work. That's the bottom line. That's
yeah,
why I don't do it. The next day,
yes.
it really affects me at this point.
Well, that was a big part of, I got catfished and I have a really good job, a really good day job. All this other stuff is my side hustle, but I got scared that I was going to mess up and like lose my day job. And so that was part of what helped sober me up for sure.
That's a good. Well, speaking of relationships and ups and
Yes.
downs, I mean, I want to talk about, I mean, I've talked about this before, but I can't get it. It's changing every day. By the time this comes out, like a week later, it'll change even more. But this whole thing with like Denise Richards.
Yes.
I
Yes, yes, yes.
mean, I mean, look, it's like when she first filed for divorce, I was like, wow, like she seemed like she was into him, right? She said, no more divorces. She had the kooky Charlie and
Yeah.
all of that. And I'm like, she
Yeah.
found this guy, and maybe there were some red flags, but not really.
Yeah.
And I mean, there are now in retrospect. We'll talk about that. And
Yeah.
then I was like, poor Denise, like she was just caught off guard. She was never saw this coming. And then it took certainly a different turn where she claimed this alleged domestic